Chapter 8. The Hand of Isolation. As the radiant light enveloped Emily and Jake, they were pulled from the abyss of regret into yet another dark corner of the realm, a place that felt as ominous as it was vast. They found themselves balanced precariously on the edge of a jagged cliff overlooking a vast, raging sea. The sky above churned with dark storm clouds, crackling with bursts of electricity, each flash illuminating the chaotic scene below. "What is this place?" Jake shouted, trying to cut through the howling wind. "It must be the Hand of Isolation," Emily replied, her heart racing. Just then, the ground trembled beneath them, the cliff shuddering as if sensing their presence. A rift opened, the earth splitting wide, revealing a yawning chasm below. Both Emily and Jake instinctively took a step back, but a powerful gust of wind surged forth, yanking Emily towards the edge. "Emily!" Jake reached out, grabbing her wrist just in time to keep her from falling. "Thanks!" she panted, panic coursing through her. The crack widened beneath them, rocks crumbling away, and before they knew it, Emily was pulled backward into a swirling vortex that had materialized around her. "No!" Jake yelled as the wind howled with laughter, a haunting sound echoing through the air. Suddenly, he found himself surrounded by shadows that cloaked the rocky landscape, voices whispering malevolently in his ear. "Why bother? You know you will end up alone again," one shadow sneered, morphing into a vision of his younger self, alone on a playground, watching friends play as he stood apart. "They will abandon you, just like they all did before." "Shut up!" he shouted, clenching his fists. "I won't let you take this from me. I've fought hard for my connections. I won't let you twist my past against me." Across the chasm, Emily drifted in darkness, the swirling void consuming her resolve. Figures emerged from the depths, specters forming her deepest insecurities. They whispered into the void, their words cruel and cutting. "You never belonged, Emily," one voice taunted, taking on the shape of an old classmate. "You were always on the outside. Why would he stay with someone like you?" In an attempt to pursue her comfort, flashes of dark memories returned. Times when she felt overlooked, moments when friends drifted away, and instances where her self-doubt strangled her heart. "No, I will not let fear govern me," Emily screamed, focusing on Jake's unwavering presence in her mind and heart. They had faced loss together. They had fought through pain. She couldn't allow any shadow to keep them apart. At the edge of the chasm, Jake was facing a storm of memories, his past cascading around him in an avalanche of regrets and fears. Images flashed before him, times he had failed to support Emily, moments when his insecurities had driven a wedge between them, the hurtful words he had said out of emotion. "Just give in to the darkness," the shadows goaded, echoing his own darkest thoughts. "You can't ever truly connect. Your past proves it." "No, I refuse to accept that," Jake shouted, his voice ringing with defiance. "Emily believes in me and I believe in her. We can overcome this together." As he locked onto that thought, something within him shifted. Memories began to shimmer, and the shadows retired, revealing the strength that had brought him this far. "I'm more than my fears. I'm here for Emily, and I will protect her." At the same time, Emily felt Jake's voice resonate in her heart. "Emily, focus on us," he called, urging her to find the thread that bound them. With newfound determination, Emily fought through the dark void, refusing to allow it to consume her. "We'll overcome this. Together!" she shouted. As the flicker of light began to spread from her heart, the shadows around her hissed and writhed, but she was resolute. The darkness began to unravel at the edges, shifting and flickering, revealing the remnants of the bonds they had forged. Memories of smiling faces, laughter shared, the warmth of fleeting moments surged through her mind, feeding her resolve. Suddenly, the chasm began to tremble, closing in on itself as a beam of light shot up between them. But as the void diminished, a different sound echoed, a low rumble that crept through the air like a specter of dread. The shimmering bridge that had formed above the now collapsing chasm revealed a path ahead, leading them directly to an ornate, ancient doorway pulsating with energy. Just as they regained their footing, the shadows returned, morphing into familiar faces they recognized all too well. A voice spoke out, coming from a figure twisted into the visage of Jake's father, his eyes full of disappointment. "He wasn't worth my time. Emily, he doesn't care." Another voice crooned, transforming into a past friend who had betrayed her trust. "You should have known he wouldn't stick around." Both Jake and Emily staggered back, catching the twisted reflections of their insecurities and fears. But just as quickly as the shadows loomed over them, they found their resolve. "Enough," Jake declared, stepping forward with defiance. "You're not real. You don't control me." Emily took a deep breath, heart hammering in her chest. "You don't define who I am. I choose to shape my own path." Stepping forward, they united their wills against the shadows. Together, they forged a bond stronger than any doubts that had plagued them. The figures writhed and twisted, their mocking laughter turning into anguished wails as the light swelled around Jake and Emily, pushing them away. The shadows flickered and dissolved as the distant door beckoned them closer with a bright glimmer, illuminating their passage. As they took their first step onto the shimmering bridge before them, an unexpected realization washed over them. They recognized the storms swirling below from earlier trials. This bridge and its darkness were not mere fears. They had origins tied to the previous trials. They had faced the abyss of regret, yet here lay echoes of each choice they have made. The truth dashed like lightning through Emily's mind. "Jake, look, these shadows, they represent everything we've faced before. Our regrets, our past relationships." "Yes," Jake nodded, urgency rising in his voice. "We need to confront all of it, every moment that threatens to define us." They steadied their breath, anchoring themselves as they charged forward, their hearts intertwined. The bridge twisted and turned, challenging their courage, but now they had the strength of their shared experience. "Together!" they shouted in unison, marching towards the gate at the end of the bridge, ready to confront whatever lay beyond. With each step, the shadows unfurled behind them, losing ground to their determination. They were in the home stretch,